Everyone, Arsen here and welcome for a new video. In today's video, we are going to cover the match number 6 of the season 11 and we did play against Mad. It has been, I think, 3 or 4 matches that we didn't play them, so that was really good to meet them again and we have a lot to unpack today. We are only going to cover the match between the DragonShire and Mad today. No platinum attack on this video. We are going to cover that next week, starting on Wednesday. I have been really focused on this match because that's, I think, a pretty key match for the rest of the season. But I'm going to explain that during the video. Before I start the video, I want to apologize because on my last video, I did some comments around the Awakened Chaos about bad behaviors, and to be honest, it was because I was really tired. I was mentioning the Rage and not Awakened Chaos. Awakened Chaos have been a really great guild. No drama. They have been really good players, really fair play players. So sorry folks if you didn't got it correctly, so I wanted to apologize publicly, and I really love to play against you and I will not make the mistake again. So let's jump into the contents today. We have a lot to unpack. So as you can see, we have a pretty huge advance, but I'm going to give some context there as well. So we are currently at 49.8% against 43.6%. We have similar amount of attack left. I think the match is kind of done. We have 3 hours left. We have started to hit the bot. They started to hit the bot before us, but now we are just throwing our attack there because we don't want to spend too much time today, because that's a win. But before I just go into the attack and give you a quick walkthrough, we're going to have 2 parts of this video as well. We're going to have some covering of the most crazy defenses that we saw these seasons. So I think we have 3 of them that I want to highlight, that if you have Eye Awakening, you should run them. Even if they are down on the video today, they were insanely difficult, random, and that will be really good defense for you to set. If you are in a lower kind of like ranking, I feel they will not be beatable, to be honest. So we're going to cover that first, and after we're going to go to the attacks. Before I do that, I just want to highlight that Immortal Elite, so Mad, have been missing 1 player. So as you can see on their stronghold number 4, they have a vacant seat there. So it's 5 attack in like minus from us. So that's a pretty big deal at this level. Also, they got some little changes, I will say, on their players. So as you saw last match, Ron from Mad joined us. So I'm really still happy to have Ron into our team. But they had some small changes, I will say, on other players as well. One of really big highlight is that Destined did join Mad this week. So that's pretty exciting, to be honest, and maybe more to come to discuss that point later in the seasons, but I think it's a really great news. And yeah, they had some shuffling rounds with some of their players, so that's maybe why we were able to like get a pretty big win. The goal now is that we want to continue to keep up and we want to continue to get all the wins. Our goal this season is top 1 of season 11, so we are going to focus on trying to get them every week, 2 times a week moving forward. We'll see if we can achieve that, but that's our current goal. So now let's jump into the different defenses that gave us a really bad time. So we are going to start with the stronghold number 1, and the first one is Israel. Israel is their guild leader, pretty strong account, and you have 2 defenses that we didn't break. We did get 1 win on this one, but to be honest, it's a crazy difficult defense with a lot of randomness around that. So you can see you have Pop, Lady Alexandra, you have Torodor, Erlangchen, and Carnelian. And this defense, to be honest, we did pass it with the captain and the grout, but the second attack failed miserably. So that's not something that you can just share the code and reproduce live. It doesn't really work that way. So yeah, this defense is pretty insane. The second one is Nastia, Neja, Brokir, Valara, and Elisa. Also, this one we tried to start to get to it. I think we could pass it, but to be honest, it's an insanely difficult defense. And it was only one defense, I think, that they had like that. So we didn't really spend too much time. We tried to like break the one that had multiple same defenses on the guild. But yeah, these two are really, really good in the keep. If we move to this, the second one, we have Ninith. So we did break this team a lot. They had, I think, 6 of them, 6 similar, same team on the guild. We did pass, I think, 4 out of 6 of the players that use this strat. And to be honest, it's a crazy strong one. Grout is getting demolished. If you have Count Dracula at a higher awakening, I think that's a really, really good team to use. You have Velis, Count Dracula, Neja, Erlis, and Cyrus. And I know that one of my viewer last video asked me what they can do with Cyrus. Here is the perfect example that Cyrus is a beast in GvG. And to be honest, I spent probably an hour and a half on this defense today to try to like find all the ways of killing it and not using growth. I think we did beat it later on with growth strat as well. But to be honest, this defense is insane. We're going to go to the next one. This one is also really, really hard to pass. So you get Imret, Neja, Nastia, Brokir, and Erlis. And yeah, this one is hard. It's really hard. We gave him four wins, and we tried to swarm, we tried to ice, we tried a bunch of different things, and just didn't work. So yeah, great job, Buff Kigiri, on this one. And after that, we have Cobalt. I think it's probably the best account in the game. I think Cobalt is like, yeah, have the best account in the game. So you get with Lady Alexandra, Pop, Valara, Erlis, and Brokir. I think we didn't even try it. We tried in practice. It was not beatable, so we just like failed. And this one is Ezareth, Velis, Carnelian, Beelzebub, and Torodor. I think this defense is really cool. You need to have really high awakening. I will bet that you have everything A5 on this defense. But yeah, if you have really high awakening, I think this one is insanely good. And that's a good way of using new champion that got released a few months ago with Velis and Ezareth. Now we are going to move to the next one. I think on the stronghold number 3, I don't have anyone because they are using the same defense that I already covered. And I think the last one that I wanted to highlight is this one from Lupe. So Lupe have Lady Alexandra, Valara, Torodor, Pop, and Carnelian. And also this one is insanely good. Like we try to practice against it, and to be honest, it's really good. And also this one we did beat it 2 times. But you see, 1 clean win, and after it was just trying to pass 1 or 2 into it because you have 60 out of 120. But yeah, this one is really good as well with Count Dracula, Neja, Velis, Cyrus, and Erlis. Again, you see Cyrus there, so it's a beast in GvG. But yeah, this defense is really, really good. So that's kind of it on the highlights of the champions, defenses that I would recommend you at high level and even lower level if you have good awakening. I think they are really meta defenses this season. We tried so many combinations and nothing was like 100% sure. And we have crazy level of demons as well, so that's also a good thing to take into account. So let's jump into the defenses now and the different strat that we use. I think we have 11 attacks to cover, so that will be a pretty long video. I hope you are fine with that. But it's going to give you a really, really good overview of all the defenses that Mad use this turn. And the strat that we used, and they also used because they had similar defenses that we had. We are still pretty spread. I cannot say that it's the same as the end of season 10, where we had almost all the same defenses. We are not at that point yet. We had a lot of different defenses on both sides, but some of them were similar. So we were able to like wait for someone else to attack, use the strat if we didn't got it, or attacking it and them using our strats. So yeah, that's been a really interesting match, I will say. It was a really good way of getting back to Mad. So we're going to start with easy because you have one really, I would say, weird defense, but at least it's a ballsy defense, I will say, using Lady Mina, Count Dracula, Elder. I like that. I think it's a good creativity and a good effort there. So we're going to get into easy. So easy have this defense with Brokir, Elder, Lady Mina, Count Dracula, and Erlis. You can see that Lady Mina already have the new skin that we got in the Black Friday event. So we're going to cover this one, and we're going to cover this one that is a set of champions that we're going to see again after, but with different placements. So this one have Valara, Torodor, Neja, Nastia, and Carnelian. So we're going to cover both of them. We're going to start with Slazar on this one. So this one is the first one, the weird one with Elder and Lady Mina. And I think it's really mostly because Lady Mina is there. I never saw Lady Mina in GvG yet, so that's pretty cool. So you start with Mo, then you have the epic full just going there. The goal is to keep him alive as long as you can. There we go. And then you are going to go with the rocks. So the rocks are going to kill Lady Mina to remove some DPS from there. He did bring the full just to keep alive the rocks as long as he can. And as you can see here, the Count Dracula is going to do his attack, his ult, and after is going to stop. And then you can pass your flying against that. So that was a pretty good one. That was a good strat as well. It was a great strat as well. So yeah, I really liked this one. Now we're going to go to the team 2 and we're going to go to Phil. So Phil use a pretty basic grot strat. The only thing is that I can say, so I'm going to pause there, I can say basic, but the thing is that now we are seeing grot everywhere. And to be honest, now it's grot. Grot is there, but what changed is sometimes the timing that you have to bring the demons that are going to feed grot and the type of demon that you are going to use to feed grot. So if the champions are at the end of the map, you can probably use the spider with the abyss to feed the grot, because you will have time to get there and they are not going to get killed before, except if you have a Lady Alexandra on the team opponents. If they are a little bit like before on the map, like at the start of the map, you might start with the archer, like the rare archer, because they are going to like start to attack and like lose a little bit of time, so you can recharge your energy and bring your grot to get feed with the archer. So yeah, different strats are coming. There are a lot with grot, but sometimes the timing and the demands are changing. So on this one you get with a full, then at 9 you get the abyss, then you get at 6F the grot and the spider at 3F. You use that because the goal is that you get the full that's going to stop a little bit with the abyss when they are coming at 9. 9 is the limits that you can get. If you do after 9, it will be too late and the fool is going to continue his walk a little bit too further, so it will not be good for you. And after that, as soon as the Torodor is dead and the Neja is dead, that's a pretty easy win because you are there. The only thing there is that you still have Valara and she have an ult, so that was really smart to like not bring all of them together. Even if you would have done that, it would have worked. What he did is delayed the dogs, so even if they get the pushback, probably the first wave of dog is going to take the pushback, and the second wave is going to be able to get through it and get the win. So yeah, that was a pretty good strat, and it worked really well. So now we are going to get into Formka. Formka is the second team there, and we are going to cover his team number 1, if I remember well. This one was pretty good. I think it's working better with Pop instead of Yovar. But yeah, the goal there is that you have Yovar, you have Lady Alexandra, you have Dio-chan, you have Erlis, and you have Brokir. The main thing there is that you can stop the attackant with the opponent with Brokir, and with Lady Alexandra and Yovar boosted by Dio-chan, you have a really strong DPS to get through. The only issue there is that, and you are going to see that on the recording, is that the Lady Alexandra and the Yovar are physical damage, so they are not a mix of magical and physical damage. So if you are going with a tank like this one, you are going to see that it's not going to make that much damage to them, and you will be able to stack up a bit further and be able to overwhelm Brokir and pass through. So he's going to start at 10B with the tank, and as you can see, it's burning but not that fast. Then you go with 3 spiders, and you have the 3 doggies that are there, and you see everything passed really well. And it worked because the tank was able to survive that long and that early on the match, because the issue is that when you are waiting a few seconds, you are going to see Lady Alexandra, I think it's like 10 or 12 seconds. Lady Alexandra is going to start to do her mark that like can attack anywhere on the map. And that starts to be the danger when you have like when you try to bring your demons, because the mark is mostly going to kill these demons, except if they are tanks. So the goal was to go as fast as you can. So 1 tank fast, then the spider so they don't get the mark, and then the doggies to overwhelm Brokir, because you still have 1 with the tank and Brokir can block 4. And that gets into that. Now we are going to get into Herbert, and Herbert we are going to show his team number 2. This team was everywhere. I think they had 7 or 8 of them. We had the similar amount of this team. This team is insane. Even if you are going to see the strat that we are going to use there, this team is insane. So if you have good awakening of these champions, you should also use this defense, because even if we break it, that was not a piece of cake. Also, I want to highlight Ron here, because Ron just joined us this week, so I'm really excited about that, and I'm going to show his attack today. So what he did there is he wanted to do the Grout attack, but he leveraged the rats, and I think the rats are the perfect use case on these scenarios to keep the Fool and the Grout alive a little bit longer. So you start with the Fool, then you bring the... One thing that's important there, because he bring the Fool first, the mark of Lady Alexandra is going to come shortly. So if he sends the spider first and the Grout after, the spider might have been killed before and not feeding the Grout properly. So as you saw there, he did bring the Fool, and he brings spider and Grout together. So if Lady Alexandra is killing some of the spider, it's already starting to feed the Grout, and the Grout is not missing any demons. So from there, you have the rats coming there. They got the mark. 2 of them got killed before landing next to Grout, and that's fine. And now you go with the second wave, where again you bring the rats and the Grout together. So if Lady Alexandra is killing some of the rats, it also already filled the Grout. And after, what he did is he bring the Fool just to take the mark, and then trigger the ult from Lady Alexandra and the Pop, and bring the 2 doggies together, because they will not have enough DPS to be able to kill 6 dogs coming their way without your ultimates up. So that's a perfect timing, and that's a really genius attack. So great job, and welcome again, Ron. Now we are going to get into our friends. from... So first, before like the Herberts, I know that Mad also used that strat before us. We did use this one. We also used the same strat without the dogs, but with the captain. And with the captain is unbeatable. Like it's the perfect strat with the captain, the fire captain. So yeah, still GG to you, Mad, as well, to have applied this strat before us on the match. Now we're going to go to Destin. So welcome, Destin, to Mad. That's a big news as well. And by the way, I love your border. I hope one day to have it. So we are going to start with his team number 1. So I'm going to show the team first. So this one, I think there's only him that run that. It's with AI and with Lily. So you have Lily, AI, Valara, Brokir, and Pop. And the second one is a fun one as well. It's a pretty fun and pretty strong one with Velis, Ezareth, Kondracula, Erlis, and Brokir. So pretty good defense overall, to be honest, but it worked pretty well to get through that. So the first one is a overwhelm, is a swarm technique. So we are going to start with Moa. Sorry, little break of herbals here. It's pretty late here, so then the goal of Mo is to get Valara to ult, and as soon as Valara stop ulting, you have the 2 archer that's going to get there and kill our friends Valara. And from there, when Valara is done, it's a really easy win because only Valara on this team can kill the swarm. Pop is going to get overwhelmed really fast. AI is going to freeze, but it's not enough damage to be able to kill that many monsters. So yeah, that's a pretty good strat, and it worked at any level there. Now we're going to go to the team number 2. And we are going to watch my attack. Olivera did the attack first, so that's not me, not my strat. Again, don't say it's my strat. It's not my strat. I'm just showing what's working against defenses. So this one is with Ezareth, with Kondracula as well. And I did use our friend's Grots there. So the goal there is to bring this tank, the magic tank, the Pharaoh, to get all the first hits, I would say. Then you go with Abyss and Grot. And you will see that the Fool is going to protect Grot, and the other tank is still going to keep here and going to take a lot of the damage. And the Fool is not moving that much, so he's continuing to protect and protect and protect the Grot. And you see that my Grot is going to finally go through, and as soon as it's through, that's a pretty easy win because you have the Brokir, you have the Ezareth, you have the Kondracula, so you have 3 ground units that get hit by Grot, and from there you only have Velis. Velis is really strong. She could stop the 6 dogs, but if you are timing your dogs properly, you are not going to get through the Velis big attack, and it will working perfectly. So now we're going to go to the stronghold number 2, and we are going to show you a little bit of a variant, I will say. So they had 4 different defenses that I think representing 25 of their defenses, 4 defense that were 25 of them. So as soon as we broke these 4, that was 25 teams already broken, so that was a lot of points. But what they use is they use this strat. So you see Valara right there, Beelzebub there, Torodor there, and Carnelian there. And they had 2 variants, one with Pop, and if you check on Ogu use exactly the same thing, but with Nastia. So you say same placement, just replace Nastia with Pop by Nastia. And for my personal opinion, I think Nastia is way stronger. Like it's way better to use Nastia on this setup than the Pop. My defense is Nastia, to be honest. It was not Pop. It got broken pretty easily, I would say. But still, that's a pretty good defense. I would recommend if you are running that, don't run it with Pop, run it with Nastia. So we're going to cover the defense with Ninith. So the placement is this one. And we are going to get there with Phil. So what I was telling you just before, this one is a really interesting defense. And before I go there, here we go, we are not going to go there. I want to give a really big shout out to our friends at the Paladin. So Robsol at Paladin did give us this strat, at least the timing. We had a similar strat that was working with the captain. We didn't want it to use our captain early in the match, so this strat doesn't require captain. So big thank you to the Paladin and especially you, Robsol, to be able to share that to us. It has been a really, really good advantage because Mad already had the strat because they played Paladin just before us. So Mad already known the strat that Paladin created and beat all of their Black Pop and Nastia's team. So great job, Paladin, on this strat. And yeah, again, I still think that they are the best French team that we have on the game. So I love to give them shout out because they are pretty impressive players. So let's get into the strat. So the strat is you are going to start with the Fire Mage. And at 8B, you are going to do another Fire Mage. You are going to bring your one archer. And the goal there is that you kill the Torodor one time, then you kill the Pop, and you kill the Torodor a second time. And from there, if the Torodor is already dead 2 times, your growth is going to go through it super easily. And then you do the same thing. Archer, Spider, growth. The timing is going to kill our friends Valara. And as soon as Valara is done, you have no DPS left on the arena, on the field. And that's an easy win. This strat worked wonderfully. We could generate the codes and the code was just going through it. We were taking over the codes when the pup was dead to time the doggies correctly because sometimes they had some Valara that was recharging differently. So we had to manually time our dog to make sure that they are not getting killed between Beelzebub ultimate and the Valara ultimate. But the first start with the Fire Mage and the Archer and the Growth, it was pure genius. So thank you again. That was a really beautiful strat. So now we are going to get into who are we going to get to? We are going to get into Justicia, yeah, Justicia, yeah, Justicia Panda, sorry. And we are going to go into the team number 1. The team number 1 is insane, is really good. It's Velis, Dracula, Neja, Cyrus, and Earlis. This one I spent so much time on it, and we did build it with 2 different strats. One that was a growth technique with the Pharaoh, and the other one was a little bit different, was with the mythical champions, the one that's like is helping the other unit to be stronger. So we are going to cover the one from Dayo-chan because I feel it was a bit more interesting. It's using this one. Maza's strat was also pretty good. We didn't clean all of them because this team is really, really hard, to be honest, if they have Eye Awakening, but we did got one of them. So you start with the full, then you have the captain, then you go with the Abyss, then the Spiders, then the Growth. Growth is going to try to kill Cyrus. He do kill Cyrus, he get to Neja, he gets to Count Dracula, and that's an easy win. This one fits really well geared, and if the champions are Eye Awakening, it's really, really hard to kill. So yeah, that's pretty good strat. So yeah. Now we are going to get into our stronghold number 3, and I think we are going to cover the last 3 attacks of the video. We are going to go against Aza. So Aza had a strat at the defense, which was kind of interesting with Brokir, Captain Rift that we don't see that often, Pop, Lady Alexandra, and Lily. So we're going to start with that one. And we're going to go with Slaza. I think they were using, yeah, they used the same defense. So we still give him like 3 wins on this one. So that's still a lot of wins for defense with Captain Reeve, but that worked really well. So we are going to start with the Abyss, then the Grot, because they cannot go that far away because they need to feed Grots. You go with the rats that are going to heal and feed the Grots. Then you get with the Fool. The thing there is that the Fool could get killed really easily by the Mark at the first round of the Mark and not protecting Grots. So that will make a pretty big issue on your run, because I think sometimes Grots need this extra shield before the Fool is getting killed. And then you go with the 6 doggies. You see that he had only 1 ultimate up, not both Pope and Lady Alexandra with the ultimate up, and it worked really well there. Now we are going to get against our friend Jengzen. I think he's a French guy as well. And he have a really interesting avatar as well. We love you, Fastidious. So we are going to get against his team number 2. And the team number 2 is exactly the same. So I don't know why I selected this one. We're not going to select this one. Or maybe it was a different attack. No, that was the same attack. So yeah, I don't think it's worth showing it. Yeah, we had a pretty pure Groot strat. We're not going to share that because it's exactly the same one. And we are going to finish with Bubbly, that we destroyed the team number 1, to be honest. So if we did bring this strat to live first, I'm going to show my attack, but that was exactly the same timing that Fui created, or at least used on the video. I don't know if he created it, but at least he used it. So you start with the 10B full, then you go with the archer, so only 1 set of archer, not 2. The main goal there is just to trigger everyone, like Neja, etc, etc. Then you get with your Mo, and the beauty of Mo is that you need to keep him alive as much as you can, because he's going to kill Airless with his ultimate. Here we go, she is dead. So now you have no no healer left on the team, and from there you are going to get with our friend's Archer, you are going to get with Lightning Guard, you are going to kill Neja. Neja is going to explode because of course is a 5, and from there you fly away because Dahlia, that was on the corner right there that didn't got killed, she was not able to target flying unit, so that was a pretty easy win. So that was 4 win from Bubbly. So that was great to get, especially at the end of the match. So yeah, I think we are set for today. As you can see, we are at 48.8 against 43.6. They did use a bunch of them. I think they had 12 attack when I started to record this video. So they did bring 8 attack in. And you can see they did bring them to the bot mostly. They tried Alexandros, they tried Chaos, they tried Slazar, they tried Diochan. Didn't really work out. And after, yeah, it was me. I did attack the bots 4 times because I didn't want to spend that much time. I had to record this video as well. So the thing that was good for me for today, I don't want to push too much because we are going to meet them again on Wednesday. I'm really excited about that, to be honest. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm not saying that we're going to win the next one. I hope we are. But yeah, we're going to try and push and continue to push until we get beat again. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please put your comments on the video below if you have any questions, any things, or any other topic that you would like me to cover. And I wish you a really great end of the weekend and talk to you soon. Bye bye.